Hey crafty people, welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Welcome back to my channel. In case you're new, what I decided at the beginning of the year I was going to do was that each month I was going to work on a Christmas present for my aunts because I'm making them calendars. So it's going to be a 2026 calendar that I give to them this year for Christmas. And so each month I'm doing the image part of the calendar in a video. And if you watched my video from a few days ago, you saw me create this March for one of my aunt's calendar. And since I'm participating in Ceri the Crafter's hashtag Mixed Media March 25 challenge this month, I figured I might as well do both calendar pages on screen since I've got to do 31 projects in the month of March. So I sketched out, as I did for the last one, a poodle because this calendar's for my aunt and uncle who are poodle people. They've had poodles pretty much all of my life. So I did a poodle sketch similar to the randomish dog sketch. And I have already gone ahead and traced and die cut out almost all of the pieces for paper piecing the poodle because I figured that gets a bit tedious. So I didn't want to do it all on screen, but I did want to show you how I do it for one of the pieces so that you get the idea of what I'm doing. So I've got a piece of jelly printed dictionary page. I've got a piece of graphite paper. Now, if you don't have graphite paper, trick for doing that, if you don't, is take just a piece of paper and run a pencil over the back, and then you'll be able to transfer your image that way. And something I learned doing the first one that made doing the second one a whole lot easier is trace over it multiple times to get a good impression on the piece below. Because yeah, I was having some trouble. If you remember when I did this piece, this one I just ended up gluing it on and then transferring it. Oh, and I forgot to say, the reason I have it printed out twice is one to use for my tracing, and then this one, which is fully cut out, we're going to paper piece on. Now for this one, because I don't want to have to cut out the toes separately, what I'm going to do is connect up, because the fluff is going to get pieced on top. So just to give me something so that I can cut this out as one big piece. This one is going way off the rails. I don't know what I'm struggling with over there, but then for here, just to make things a little easier, I'm just going to kind of do that because we're going to piece the face on top. So there is our body, and I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and quickly-ish fussy cut that out. Great, so this will end up going on like so. And as I said, I've already gone and done the rest of the pieces. Now, there are a couple more things I want to do on this piece because, bring this back, I did do some die cuts out of there to add just a little bit more interest. So I am going to grab the heart die, and I think because there's so much white over here, we're going to do the heart on this side this time, is a Lawn Fawn coordinating die that goes with their Gnome set. And then the shamrock, which you can't really tell from the die shape is a shamrock, is a coordinating die for their party animal. And I have the coordinating stamp, and so what we'll do is stamp the shamrocks onto the cutout shamrock pieces so that you can tell that it's a shamrock. So I'm going to go to my die cutting machine and die cut these pieces out, and then we're going to get to, I'm going to do the stamping, and then we'll do the paper piecing. Okay, so I've got my MISTI out. I've got my die cut shamrock. I'm going to put it down on the mat. I'm going to line up my stamp, and I don't know why, but for some reason the stamp's pulling the paint off of the die cut pieces in some spots. Because see, yeah, it pulled it off there, and you can see it on the stamp, which I'm finding rather annoying. And I'm just using some archival ink in black soot, and I'm going to stamp down. And there we go. Now you can tell it's a shamrock. And I've stamped all the other ones already off camera because I figured that would get rather tedious after a while. Because I did enough to put shamrocks on all of like the poofy parts of the poodle, but I don't know yet if I'm gonna want to do that. I'm just using a little hand sanitizer to clean off, because that's one thing I have found with the finger paint paper that I used. It tends to leave a residue behind on my sticky mat. All right, let's set this out of the way. Bring our poodle piece over, and we can start laying out our paper pieces. I still have to do the nose, but I figured that was really small and I'd end up losing it, so I was gonna wait to do that. So let's go ahead and glue the head down. Oh, you know what I forgot to do that I did last time? And let's stop and do that now. We're all right where the face is, because I don't think we're going to have any issues. But what I did last time was I went around and inked with some Rustic Wilderness. This way, if there were any spots that didn't get fully covered, we wouldn't have white showing, we'd have green. Now we can glue on this piece. And I did the first one on the 17th because St. Patrick's Day is the 17th. And this one I did the 21st because my aunt's birthday is the 21st. And I feel like I may have lost part of the 2. Oh no, there it is. Okay. Because I used antique book page for the 1 and the 2, which let's go ahead and put them in now so I don't lose them. And the 2 broke, but I have both halves, so I think we should be able to just glue them into place. And I'm just using my quick stick because it's got sticky stuff at the end to pick it up and place the piece. We got our 21, and now let's find a shamrock that's made out of different paper than that. And I'm going to go over this with pen because it did not stamp very well. I'm just going to grab my pen and reinforce the stamping. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put, oh no, I put the face down and the face has got to go, the body's got to go down first. Hopefully we can peel this up. Oh, thank goodness. And I'll just trim off anything I need to if it needs to go higher. Trim this little extra bit off. Come in and make sure that's glued down. And then re-glue the face down. All right. Whew. At least I was able to fix that. All right, let me find the heart I die cut out from a different piece of book page. I wish I'd been paying attention and die cut it out right side up so that the word "our" was right side up, but too late now. All right, let's pull in our pieces for the rest of all of the fluffs, and we can make some decisions as to whether or not we're going to put shamrocks on the fluffs, because I think a few of the fluffs down here may not be big enough. I numbered the back when I fussy cut these out so that I'd be able to line them up properly. Ruh-roh. I'm missing one. There's that fluff. Ah, here it is. Phew. So let's take the shamrocks that I got and place them so that I can decide if I like the idea of doing shamrocks in all of the fluffy spots. And I can determine if a shamrock's gonna fit. That one's just barely gonna fit, but I think if I do all the other ones, it'll look weird if I don't do that one. Okay, I'm seeing a slight problem here is that these are big enough that they need two. And some of these are a little too blendy. So I think I may go off camera, die cut the holes in all of the fluffs, and do a few more shamrocks so that I've got some more contrast going on with the background papers. So I will be back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done all the die cutting and cut out some more and stamped some more shamrocks to better suit the color scheme. Had a bit of a mishap with this one in the die because this one was such a close fit that I taped the die down and it ended up ripping the paper, so I went ahead and attached that already. So we're just going to go around and attach all of our fluffs and shamrocks. let's put a cleaner white sheet under so you can see what it looks like. I think what I'm gonna do is do the eyes, and I can kind of see them through because the jelly print underneath there's on the wet strength tissue. So I've drawn it in with some pencil just to make it a little easier to see. I'm gonna go over it with the white Posca pen. Which I need to let dry. And while that's drying, my dog's gonna groan really loudly. I'm gonna set this aside. We're gonna work on the rest of it. So as with the other one, I've got a piece of just green cardstock to serve as the base and another jelly print. Let's just double check. I wanna make sure I like this, and I actually do. All right, so we're gonna trim this down to correct size. Mostly just to get rid of the white edges. All right, so I just took off the white and did my best to get it kind of square and even. And again, I'm going to be binding this with my cinch, so I don't want this all the way at the bottom, so I'm going to center it top-ish. Like, we're going to do center top kind of orientation. Also already cut out the strip for it that we're going to put March on. It's going to go down there. And again, I'm going to use my Deco and Stump punch to punch the corners. And then I'm going to grab my scissors and just straighten that up. And ooh, somehow that got all kinds of wonky. We'll just go like that. That mostly straighten that up. That one came out better. I don't know what the heck happened this time around. Fix that at all? Let's see. That's better. Okay, that's a little bit better. And I'm gonna grab my ruler again and kind of get it center-ish. And we put it too high last time. I'm trying to think. What did I use last time with my ruler? I did 2 up, so let's do 1. Right, because there's lines going across that are mark the 1/4 inches. So that's center-ish, and we'll start by adding our R. Which I've got the C's like completely hooked into the R right now. There we go. Grab our tweezers and glue. Grab a cloth because we are going to have glue seepage, but if you press down using a cloth, it will catch the seepage and you won't get it all over your project. And it's because these are so delicate that I know for sure we're going to have glue seeping out. So instead of pressing down just with my fingers, I'm going to press down with the cloth. This time with the C, we don't stretch it out of shape quite so much like we did last time. Because the C ended up being like huge on the last one because I pulled it essentially, you know, because it's delicate and flimsy. You can kind of like stretch it out of shape, which kind of happened on the last one. Not a huge deal, but I'd like to try and get it less out of shape this time. That looks pretty good. We're going to glue that down. And I'm also going to add, I did a couple extra shamrocks. We're going to add a shamrock over here and one over here. And I'll go back and do that to the other calendar page that I've already done. This is a gel print that I used lace on and then stamped some Tim Holtz stamps on it. Bring over our poodle. Uh-oh. That's, I did not pay attention to the feet being so different on this one from the last one. There is no way to not mess up the march and have the back feet on there. All right, let's finish the eyes and I'm gonna have a bit of a think. I think I may have feel like, let's see if I do that, that should work. All right, so I'm going to just take off. Do I want to do the arrows or do I want to do special delivery? I like special delivery. And let's just do the arrows. There we go. We're just going to add a little footstool for the toes in the back. Let's put that on. I'm noticing I've got a little overhang here, and I'm going to use my fingertip trimmer to cut that out. The rest of the overhang I'm kind of fine with, but I want to make sure we've got good definition between the head and the ear on this side, so let's pull that out. Yeah, that's better. And in case I didn't say, this is a $49 in market ticket. I feel like there we go. All right, so again, we are going to go around this whole thing with our Copic marker. And this one's going to take way longer because we've got all the fluff to do. Oh, we need a nose. thinner pen on the inside of the eye. Dots. A couple of these shamrocks need black reinforced. This guy. And I need to do a nose. So let me see if I've got a scrap lying around. Let's pull our piece over and our graphite. And this is gonna be so very fiddly. And there goes my dog. Sure that was worthwhile. We're gonna have to draw around it, obviously. Let's give that glue a second to dry because the pen does not like going around wet glue. And let me put my signature at the bottom. There we go. Oh, I really like how this came out. All right, so that's all for today. And for Carry the Crafters Challenge, we've got a rectangular piece, tons of jelly printing, the 21, and my name. Tempted to outline the 21, but I don't know that I want it to stand out that much. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.